Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of A Splash of Paint, brought to you in association with the SAA, Society for All Artists. Today's programme is a colourful pick and mix, 60 minutes of inspirational information and demonstrations from some of today's most popular leading artists. Let's get started and take a closer look at what's coming up on today's programme. SAA professional artist Peter Woolley dives into painting white water in today's Try Your Hand At project. We go out and about with Pip McGarry as he captures one of the most popular and charismatic characters at Yorkshire Wildlife Park. Paul Beattie reveals his secret for seeing the true colour of your work 24 hours a day. I'll be visiting the Derbyshire countryside to show you some simple camera tips for taking great reference photographs. And David Hyde will be on hand to demonstrate how to use light and shade to paint great grass. So let's dive straight into a North Yorkshire waterfall with SAA professional artist Peter Woolley for part one of today's Try Your Hand At project.
Thanks, Matthew. Hi, how are you doing? Well, look, today I'd like to paint you a waterfall. And this is a waterfall local to where I live, up in North Yorkshire. We have a lot of water and a lot of waterfalls where I live in North Yorkshire, believe you me. And this is a particularly impressive one. I've chosen the scene because it's got white water and it's got rocks, and that's what I primarily want to talk to you about today. First off, I'm going to dive straight in here and mix myself up some grey. I've already pre-drawn it out, by the way, just using a very light burnt umber. It's just a thing of mine. I quite like to draw out using burnt umber instead of using a pencil. Because I find the burnt umber then sort of becomes a part of the painting. Anyway, let's just dive straight in here and start out by mixing a nice neutral grey. So for that, I'm going to start out by taking some French ultramarine, and I'm going to add some burnt umber to it, tiny little bit at a time. If you add a little bit of burnt umber to French ultramarine, tiny bit at a time, you'll find the two colours neutralise each other. And if you get it exactly right, you end up with a nice neutral grey, similar to neutral tint. All right, so that's about there. That'll do me. I need quite a lot of this, so I'm going to have to just keep adding water and bulk it out, but I also need to keep adding paint to it to also keep it quite strong. All right, let's get in there. Let's see how that looks. That'll do. All right, so lots of rocks here. That's what I'm going to concentrate on first of all. And the thing about white water and waterfalls is that the way to deal with it, in fact, is to ignore the water and paint around the water. So that's what I'm going to be doing, a little bit of negative painting here. I'm also sort of dipping in there. This is just a clean brush a damp brush with clean water on it, just to vary it a little bit. And as always with rocks, if I get the occasional little back run in there, it's not going to hurt it at all. It'll probably add a little bit of texture to it. So don't always be in a hurry to paint out back runs. There we go, that'll do. Now, so around the bottom edge where the water is, there's a little bit of foam there. I'm just gonna dab it a little bit just to break it up slightly. Again, here we've got some rocks in the foreground, so I'm going to drop some of the grey in there. Just going to alter it slightly by adding a tiny bit more burnt umber to it. So the thing about those two colours, they are my favourite colours. I use them loads of times and loads of different occasions. All my dark tones are mixed from French ultramarine and burnt umber. And you can alter it. You can alter the mix slightly as you go along. So I'm just going to dab it down here just to create, we've got all sort of foam and crashing water in the foreground. Back to the rocks there. Again, I'm sort of painting around the water. So that's what I'm doing. I'm creating this area of white water. Let's just drop some clean water on there just to try and encourage a few little back runs and things. Nice and loose Oh, bit of dry brush. Look at that. That was unexpected. But the unexpected is often the thing that we, that we pray for. We go, yes, give us the unexpected. We have the unexpected. Oh, we have the unexpected there as well. We have a nice drip right down the middle of the painting. So I'm just going to have to watch out for that. We do have to watch out for the drips. But that's great. A little bit of dry brush all adds a natural, random feel to the proceedings. And there's a bit of spray down here. I'm going to be showing you how to create the spray a little bit later on. But just for now, I'm going to paint in these rocks. It's easy peasy. Left a few little highlights there. We've got a rock in the foreground as well. Again, I'm just going to drop some grey in there and just dab it off at the bottom end. And once more. So once more with feeling, there we go, just graduating. It's a nice and loose and lots of little back runs and all sort of unexpected stuff there, and I'm just dabbing it off the bottom end there as well. And one tiny little thing I'm going to add to this as well, there is a bit of greenery just along the top edge of some of these rocks, so I'm just going to mix up a little bit of cadmium yellow and Prussian blue, just for a nice light green. And I'm just going to add that in a few places. Just in the foreground here, we've got the overhanging grasses. A little bit more yellow on that, I think. There we go. I'm just going to paint that in there. We've also got some greenery on the top of that rock there. And if this is still damp up here, actually, no, it's not, it's dried off. Just going to put in a few splodges of green there, even on the side there, why not? Oh, nearly missed these two pieces here. Okay. Let's build there as well, while we're at it. So, nice and loose. Watch out for the blobs. What I've done then is I've established the main areas of rocks. I haven't spent any time fiddling around, putting in the tiny little cracks and details yet. I'm going to do that later on. The main thing always with a painting like this is to get the basic layout established quite early on. The dry brush was an unexpected joy, but if it happens, leave it in, because as I say, it just adds a little bit of texture to the wall there. It's all a bit loose and a little bit and certainly unfinished. So I'm going to come back to this in a short while and show you how to complete the rocks and to complete the white water. So I'll see you in a short while.
Lovely loose approach there, Peter. Nice neutral colours and great textures. We look forward to seeing part 2 later on in today's programme. Well, folks, time for a little break, but join us in part 2 when we go out and about with Pip McGarry as he captures one of the most popular and charismatic characters at Yorkshire Wildlife Park. And versatile SIA professional artist Paul Beattie reveals his secret for seeing the true colour of your work 24 hours a day. We'll see you soon.